Hello everybody, it is me, Pioneer Productions, back again with another video. Today, first of all, if you watch or have watched James's Here's channel, he did a video a couple of days ago about reacting to, then he didn't even make it all the way through, but top 10 Thomas and Friends scary theories. Scary. So, I'm going to be reacting to it. I've left a bunch of comments on this video, so let's get into it.
All aboard the train to Sodor, where the Trojans are mistreated and the town is run.
Let me full screen it. Okay, first of all, they say the trains are mistreated, right? But they're trains. They're supposed to work. What do you mean?
By a diabolical man. No, I didn't just make that up. That's basically what the show Tom...
Yes, you did. You did make that up. Oh my god, bro. So Topham Hatt is not diabolical, and I'll tell you the reason why next.
The Tank Engine is all about. Hey everyone, welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10, and welcome to
Change
today's
that YouTube
video.
channel name.
I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Thomas the Tank Engine theories. So, Thomas the Tank Engine. Another show I would never have expected to be scary.
17.
But here we are. Again, let me know in the comments below which show you want me to do a theory on next.
Never,
Starting
no
off
one.
this countdown, we have the tortured trains. Now, this isn't so much a theory as it actually happens in the show. So,
What do you mean, tortured? Oh, God, bro.
now, this isn't so much a theory as it actually happens in the show. So, basically, if these trains are deemed unworthy or are no longer useful, then
You're talking about British Railways. Also, whenever has an engine on Thomas the Tank Engine been sent for scrap? Name once. Lindsay, what was her name? Lindsay Adams or whatever? God.
if these trains are deemed unworthy or are no longer useful, then they end up being scrapped or dismantled, aka they're killed. Throughout numerous episodes, you even see this happen. There was one episode...
Okay, first of all, humans, if they're bad, if they commit like murder or something like that, they get killed. They get killed, right? Press charges and stuff. But if engines are bad, it's illegal to kill. And plus, you're talking about a freaking show. And I love Thomas and Friends. I know everyone that watches my YouTube videos loves Thomas and Friends, but like, it's freaking Thomas and Friends. None of this stuff in that is real. And you, a freaking grown woman, should know that. And you're talking about stuff that British Railways did in real life. God, bro.
where they literally pulled the train apart into pieces.
That was Scruffy. He's a truck. He got rebuilt at the end of the episode.
They hooked him up to another train, and that train kept going until they ripped him in half. Like, how messed up is that? Or you
Not
have
messed
a
up.
train that was turned into a generator, and his
'Cause he was
corpse
bad.
stuck behind a shed. There, he just lives motionless for the
'Cause
rest of
he
his
was
life.
bad.
The trains are
Oh God, bro.
terrified of this, or worse things happening to them, and they live in constant fear. In one episode, you have the train named Hyro. Hyro is shown.
It's Hero, not Hyro. Get your words right. And that was a special, not a show
Living
episode.
and hiding out in the woods since he is terrified that he is too old and will be deemed useless and then murdered. Or how about the episode where the manager of the railway totally harassed the train James?
First of all, he's not the manager. He's the controller.
He painted him pink so that people would just laugh and make fun
That's an undercoat. It goes under his normal red paint.
of him. As a result, James was humiliated and spent the whole episode hiding in a tunnel. How messed up is that? Coming in at number 9, we have the psychiatric hospital child.
There's so many things wrong with this.
Now, people have a theory that Thomas the Tank Engine is literally just a child playing with his train set. I mean, this would explain why there's only one voice for...
That's the CGI series where they made it so they would have voices, significant voices for every character. You're talking about the model series. God, bro.
All the characters, and often it's in third person. It's the child explaining the story. It also explains why the trains talk but don't move their faces, just their eyes. This is also why
You showed the CGI series where the humans move, the eyes move, and the mouths move. Then you're showing the model series. It's the model series. Because Britt Allcroft and all of them didn't want to waste money on animation, so they just used models. God.
human characters remain motionless. So people think that this child is locked.
She
in a
has obviously
psychiatric
never watched
hospital,
this show.
and the only toys he plays with are these ones. The child has a very sadistic mind and tortures these trains. In fact, the child
Name once when a train was tortured on Sodor.
imagines himself as Sir Topham, the controller of the trains. He then lashes out at the
Ha, you call him a manager of the railway, then you call him the controller.
trains, often destroying them. The hospital is trying to get the boy to control.
Okay, wait. You said he lashes out of the train, often destroying him. Name one time an engine was destroyed on Sodor, on camera, or even in the storyline itself. This is Sodor we're talking about. It's a freaking heritage railway.
His dark thoughts through play, but he can't. So he always ends up killing the trains. At number 8, we have the trains are humans.
If this was my tablet, I would throw it across the room. You are legit just talking about Shed 17 right now. My God.
Yep, that's right. People have theorized that the trains were once real people. These people are now trapped inside the trains' bodies and can no longer control themselves. They can only move their eyes and they can't even speak on behalf of themselves. So, how did these people become trains? Well, people believe that Sir Topham is an evil scientist that had a bunch of
I'm going to drown myself. God, let's keep going because I need views.
henchmen working for him. When these humans were no longer useful, he turned them into trains. And when they're no longer useful as trains, he kills them. Another theory is that there was an explosion at a nuclear power plant. As a result,
No. Let's get back into the fake facts.
all the workers turned into these weird gray blobs with everything being paralyzed but their eyes. Now, in order to preserve them, Sir Topham placed them on trains. And that's why the trains have gray faces. Moving on, at number 7, we have the slaves. So,
First of all, they're not slaves. In the show, multiple times they're said that they love working and they want to be really useful. And they're trains. What else do you expect them to do? It's not like they can run a show or something. It's not like they can run a carnival. They're trains. They're meant to work.
people believe that these trains are slaves. Every day they have to work their
I'm only 3 minutes into this video. I've watched this before. I'm only 3 minutes into this video, and I'm already ticked off.
hardest to avoid death. They are constantly worrying that they will be deemed useless, because once they're considered useless, then they're sentenced to death. So they all have been instilled
Again, name once when an engine on Sodor, this is Sodor we're talking about, has ever been killed.
with this fear in order to make them work harder. These trains are literally overworked, and they always have to do as they're told. Sounds like slavery to me. They don't get a say in the matter. It's literally they work or
Shut up.
Coming in at number 6, we have the apocalypse. So this
Really? God.
theory believes that this show takes place in a post-apocalyptic train depot. So apparently this area is the only safe zone out there. In fact, in one of the Thomas books, it reads, engines on the other railway aren't safe now. Their controllers are cruel. They don't
That's the Topham Hatt. He's a really nice controller. Might not be perfect, but he runs a freaking heritage railway for steam engines.
like engines anymore. They put them on cold, damp sidings, and then they cut them up. How mortifying is that? And how
First of all, They were talking about British Railways, which is something they actually did in real life on British Railways. You probably don't know what British Railways is, you child-crushing demon. I'm just scared that there's going to be like a little kid that watches Thomas and Friends. It's going to accidentally click on this video on YouTube and then believe every single word that comes out of this lady's mouth.
Was that even in a children's book? Now, this town still treats the
It's an island, not a town.
trains pretty poorly. So it makes me wonder, if we think that this is bad, then how worse is it outside of town? We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with Thomas's PTSD. So,
okay, there are so many things wrong with this. First of all, Thomas was the second batch of E2s. So, you said, oh my god, I'm just going to let this continue because I can't explain it.
Thomas is probably the most well-known train out there. He's even described as being the cheeky one. But turns out that Thomas actually suffers from PTSD. So, let me give you the theorized background on Thomas. Thomas was built in 1915 during World War I. That means he would have gone through intense labor during this time. Then later...
First of all, you're showing American stuff. Second of all, yeah, he was in the second batch of E2s. Yes, that was 1915. But by the time World War broke out, he would have been already on Sodor, so he wouldn't have, like, considered any of that.
Later on, you have the Great Depression, when railways were at their peak in the UK. Again, Thomas was...
You're saying when railways were at their peak in the UK, but then you show American rolling stock. I know, because I live in America.
Overworked. Then you have World War II, in which he saw his friends being blown up from bombs. Thomas has been...
There's so many things wrong with this. Thomas, oh my god, bro. Thomas would have already been on Sodor by the time that this war broke out. So how do you even get any of this? And the phrase is brothers, because mainly he would be around his brothers and sisters if he didn't go to Sodor at that time. So even if this was true, which is not, you're still getting it wrong, because the phrase would be siblings, because he would mostly be around his siblings at the time.
Through and witnessed a lot. All of these factors has caused him to become traumatized. As a result, he has regressed and gone back to his childlike state. This is where he feels the safest. But it causes him to constantly act like a child, and he doesn't know how to stand up for himself. Poor Thomas. In our 4th spot, we have the evil conductors. Now, each train is said to be able to move only when...
Really?
They have a train conductor on board. This was proven in one episode where a train was whipping along fast on the tracks. He couldn't stop himself because he had no conductor. Now, the trains are also shown to do some dark things to other trains. Does that mean that the conductors have complete control over the trains and their emotions? Well, yeah, that's what some people believe. So, in one episode, the trains are at a scrap...
Bruh. Okay. First of all, just because you think stuff like that. So apparently, if it's not called a conductor, it's called a freaking driver. First off, the drivers can't control the engine's emotions. Oh yeah, they're not trains, they're engines. And second of all, this thing that's coming up, it's from the Stephanie Gets Lost episode. It's train, if you're referring to them as trains, they're engines. Trains are what they pull. But train, it's train to you, because you're using that word for calling engines trains. But then 2 engines that are already there come up. They didn't come with him.
When they decide to bully another train. They're literally scaring him and pushing him and threatening him that he is going to be...
Then you're showing a picture of Thomas and Percy at the scrapyard smiling.
Scrapped. That means that the conductors were all behind this and wanted to torment that poor train. Then
First of all, conductor is the American word for guard. Either way would be called drivers.
Another episode, the trains create and execute a plan to basically rip a train in half to teach him a lesson. Why are these...
Again, he was scruffy, he's a truck. He got rebuilt at the end of the episode, and he was a total freaking idiot in that whole episode. God, bro. He was the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen.
Conductors so sinister. They're literally forcing the trains to harm each other for their own amusement. Moving on, at number 3, we have the murderer. So, we've already established that Sir Topham, or as they call him, the Fat Controller, is out of his mind. And the Fat Controller is legit the name that they gave him. I didn't just make that up. They literally call him the Fat Controller.
Yeah.
But people also theorize that he killed his child. So, in one of the books, it is mentioned that Sir Topham...
Okay, so this is Sir Topham Hatt we're talking about. The same Sir Topham Hatt that went out of his way, even in this episode. You guys remember the episode Coal, where Henry was having a problem, and he was like, Welsh coal's expensive, but I'll get it. He went out of his way to get expensive coal just for one engine. And you're calling him a murderer?
Topham has a son named Charles, but we never get to see him. Then in the episode...
Because Sir Topham Hatt is the son. He's the next generation of the railway's controller.
Called Tickled Pink, we see Hatt's granddaughter, but not her parents. His granddaughter is having a birthday celebration, so it's weird that her parents aren't present. So people are convinced that Topham ended up killing his son one day out of a fit of rage. Maybe because he knocked up his girlfriend too young, who knows? Then later on, we are introduced to a...
What are the ages of people that watch your videos? You can't be saying this kind of stuff. Especially with YouTube's new guidelines. I hope my video doesn't get taken down just because of you.
Train named Charlie. And that's when people theorize that he killed his son and put his soul in a train. In fact, in one of the episodes...
Flashbacks to Bendy and the Ink Machine's backstory.
Charlie is shown to steal the Fat Controller's car. Hello, that happens in like every teenage movie. A rebellious son is mad at his parents and steals his car. So, yeah, he's mad at his dad for literally killing him and making him trapped in a train. In our second spot...
But, we see, like when they were younger, didn't we see Charles? And he was obsessed with trains. So even if that was true, which it's not, he would have probably been happy because he would have a longer lifespan.
We have Sir Topham is in love with Thomas. You heard...
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Correctly, the Fat Controller has a weird obsession with this train. So, people believe this theory for many reasons. So, in one of the episodes, Thomas gets lost on his way to the mainland. Everyone is searching for him, but Sir Topham is the most freaked out. He is so concerned that he has lost the love of his life. As a result, he gets angry at the other train, saying that they aren't looking for him hard enough. Now, when Thomas is found, Sir Topham throws off his hat and tries to hold back tears. He then says he can always get another hat, but he'll never have another Thomas.
First of all, it's because Thomas is the mascot of the freaking railway. He's number 1, and he's the mascot of the railway. You don't expect him to be happy when the mascot, the engine that draws the most attention to the railway, is found. You guys have really low standards. Sorry guys, I had to switch rooms because my sister came into my room and I didn't want to have you guys have to listen to her. Wait, I just noticed, look at that image of Annie, or Clarabelle, or whatever, whichever one. She doesn't have a mouth. Anyways, let's continue on with the video.
Pretty creepy. He also declared Thomas to be train number 1, because he is number 1 in his heart.
No, because he's legit engine number 1.
How sweet. Or creepy. And in our number 1 spot, we have the insane tyrant. So, the Fat Controller...
No comment.
Is the manager of the Northwestern Railway and is officially out of control. He is so
Okay, I came back. Okay, let's get back.
manipulative and endlessly tortures and enslaves the trains. That's because he is
Again, it's the same fat controller that bought expensive coal for one single engine, and you're calling him insane.
slowly seeping deeper into madness and losing his mind. Let me explain. So, Sir Topham Hatt has given the trains very cruel punishments. For example, there was an episode where it was raining and Henry the train didn't want to ruin his paint, so he stayed inside a tunnel. The Fat Controller didn't like this and wanted to get Henry out. When all of his attempts to get Henry out of the tunnel failed, he decided to punish him by bricking him in the tunnel. That's right.
That's called grounding.
Built a brick wall so Henry wouldn't be able to escape the tunnel and he would have to live in there alone.
So, we're basically talking about jail. So we're allowed to put humans in a cell, but we're not allowed to brick up engines if they're bad.
In the dark for the rest of his life. What kind of messed up punishment is that? Like, he even said
He was doing that as a figure of speech. Henry got out of the tunnel in the next episode.
I'll take away your rails and leave you here for always and always. He ended by saying, I think he deserved his punishment. Don't you?
That was the narrator, not Sir Topham Hatt.
He has no chill. Also, he likes to see the trains struggle. He often withholds useful information from the trains, resulting in them...
No, it's usually because he gives them a special, and they're too excited to listen. That's legit the moral of most of these episodes. Listen before you go.
Having conflicts that they need to solve themselves. These could have been avoided if he literally told the trains, but no, he'd rather see them...
Again, it's because they're excited about the job and they're freaking not paying attention because they're so happy.
And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out. I'll be shouting out...
End me.